Alright, I need to go check in at the wharf. That would be my boat. I need to check in 15 minutes before departure. I haven't checked in, but the lady said for them it should be somewhere here. Hi.
Oh, you can smell that eucalyptus where they're taking down those trees. I'm Megan. I'm your crew today. So, have you got your gun bag?
No.
What we'll do is we'll get on nice and slowly. As you can see, our lake level is about 3 metres higher than what it normally is. So normally we're stepping from the wharf onto the vessel. 2 weeks ago we were stepping from the wharf onto the roof of the vessel. That's how low the lake was. So we've gotten in there rain at once. Welcome to Fiordland. So we'll take your time going up the wharf, and if you just all wait at the far side of the wharf there by the ladder, Adam will come and meet you and we'll help you on one by one. It's a few steps up the ladder and across. It's nice and easy, but we just take our time. Awesome.
Where do we check in, sorry?
Yep, so we check in on the boat.
Okay.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Yeah, so Adam will check in with you when you're across. We'll take our time.
Los que iban adelante fueron perfectos.
Awesome. Originally, where are you at the moment? Right.
At like 7 o'clock at night. Yeah, there's a bit of wine flowing, a little bit of Dutch courage.
Thank you very much for choosing to come out with us this afternoon, and I'm very sorry if your plans have changed, but it's delightful to be able to take you instead. I'm going to give you a little bit of a safety briefing, just things to be mindful of on the boat. I've got no advice for how to get across the waves on the wharf on the way home, but we'll deal with everything else. But then Megan will tell you a little bit about what we'll do on the way and where we're going and what you're entitled to as we're cruising as well. So the only two things that we really worry about on the boat are the two stairways inside of the cabin. So when you signed in, you might have seen there was a rope over one of them already. It's not to stop you going down, it's just to remind you that the hole is there. So you're most welcome to unclip it, turn around and go down backwards so you can hold on to the footsteps when you go down. And that'll take you down a hallway. The hallway goes into a lobby area at the back of the boat. And there's a bathroom off that lobby, or you can go back and have a look at the two sleeping cabins down there if you'd like. So there's a bit to explore. And then if you come down the forward stairway, it's a bit of a curved staircase. And it'll come in underneath of the two glass windows here, and there's a dining room of seating area down there, and then a galley forward of that, kitchen area too. So you're most welcome to wander as we're cruising. If you find that being downstairs without a horizon, we have a few little waves, they're not going to be big, but if you find that motion downstairs is unusual, then when we get to the other side it'll be quite calm as we go into the mouth of the South Fiord, so there'll be different times to be downstairs if you prefer. You've got a table down the back, so you're most welcome to settle in down there if you'd like. You've got a canopy over top of the dinghy, so you'll give you a little bit of shelter either side of the rowboat. And you're most welcome to be out here, or you can be inside with us anytime as well. So feel free just to move around as you need to for the breeze. It's likely quite windy on the way over. As we're coming back, it'll be a little bit less, being able to move in with the breeze. But there'll be plenty of shelter spots to find to be comfortable with as well. You know about these life rings? You ever used one before in your sailing?
I've had them on boats.
Only practice?
You've had to use them in anger.
Keep it that way, shall we?
Yet.
That's the only time we've ever used them too.
So we've got one here, there's a life ring there, there's two on the back of the wheelhouse on the outside. There's a life raft on the top of the roof, a white canister, so if we needed that, we just roll that into the water, it'll pop open and it's good for 25 people, so we'll keep it semi-exclusive for you. And then if we needed life jackets in an emergency, the brown cover on the white rowboat out the back window there, that cover comes off, the life jackets are inside, and they're in the box underneath as well, so there's two different places to find them. But that's all from me really. It's just a very low-key, very chilled experience. If you've got any questions anytime, just come and ask. Very happy to chat.
Welcome again, everybody. As Adam said, my name's Megan, and I'm your crew today. Really awesome to have you aboard. We'll see what the Fiordland weather's going to throw at us. Could be anything. Once we depart from here, we have got a 40-minute journey up the north side of the lake, so we're going into the South Fiord. Lake Te Anau is one of the largest lakes in New Zealand. It's 377 kilometres in circumference. It's the largest body of fresh water in the southern hemisphere. And as I said to you earlier before we were getting on, it's risen 3.5 metres in the last sort of 2 weeks. So it's a lot of water, 417 metres at its deepest point. So yeah, lots of water. So we'll journey up there. We've got a dock up there that we'll tie up to, and I'll take you for a bit of a bushwalk into the bush and then up into the first of the hidden lakes. Once we come back from that, we've got some canapés for you to enjoy, so we'll enjoy those while we're in the nice calm area of the dock there, and then we'll head out through the islands and out up the lake a little bit, and hopefully if it's not too windy, which sounds ironic with sailing, but if it's not too windy, we'll pop the sails up and do some sailing on the way home. If you're keen to get involved with that, please do make yourselves known to us, because we're always keen to get someone else on the winch. So we can do that for you. On the way over, we've got a complimentary bar on board, so beer and wine. We've got tea, coffee, juice, all sorts. So once we've thrown some lines and head away from here, I'll come round and get your drink order from you as well. One last little thing, Faith has an amazing story. So hopefully if the weather allows, Adam will share that story with you on the way over. So you can quiz him about all the woodwork, you can see what we were doing in the winter. Everybody goes, you're so quiet in the winter. Not us, because we're doing that. So Adam will share that story with you. And we have got some merchandise for sale if you're interested. It is something that we've put together to help with the restoration of Faith, because it takes if you're looking for a t-shirt, or if you want another jersey, a jumper, we've got some jumpers too.
That would be good.
Awesome.
Not Mexico, huh?
No.
Sorry.
Can't have you cold. We've got some blankets and things up the back, and if you've got a bag with you that you don't want to hang on to, you're welcome to pop that in with us as well. So make sure you're comfortable. If I can do anything to make you feel more comfortable, let me know. Awesome.
Right off the wall. Once we're on the way, we'll come back and have a chat. But feel free to spread out there where you'd like now.
Right. Team Luna Rossa. Let's go. Them boys are already exploring already. Yeah, better to explore before it starts to move.
Porque quieres que me sienta acá contigo.
Would you like me to take a picture of you? Would you like me to take a picture of you?
Oh, thank you. As long as I'm not blocking the captain.
It's around you. Oh, you found my cats.
You want to sit? You want to sit?
No, no.
Okay.
guards down in Bluff were about to lift them back off here, so we had to get a helicopter in. They lifted the masts on for us. I feel like anything that we've done here, but it's not been too hard. It just takes different thinking to have different gear to do the job. So when she arrived on the lake here properly, we spent 2 years getting her ready for commercial work like this, and there's a lot of corrosion proofing on the inside, and the amount of paperwork to do as well, being that it operates in the national park. And then 2016 in November is when we first started cruising. And then like Megan said, we try to do a big job every winter, so there's a
So this one here, we cleaned up the ramp to get on.
Oh, this side.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh. Wow.
So that's how high it is.
And that just happened the last couple of weeks ago? Just with the rain? Okay.
It's always been for a hurry sometimes.
Does one go here, Al? Alright, you like to be the first out? Part one, go ahead. Sit there, wait for you.
Sorry about that. Yeah. Thank you, Captain. Well done.
Yeah.